Good evening, friends, followers and channel members. Oh wow, I know it's late at night, but I think the GPU driver's been drinking. Nick, are you driving the GPU tonight? Good evening, everyone. Oh, in case you can't tell, I don't like being beaten, and this afternoon's attempt to fly out of London Gatwick once again foxes. So we've tried something. I tested something this afternoon after the stream failed. Let's see if we can actually get into London Gatwick without things going completely wrong. I'm now not filled with confidence as Oak has just said he's had a CTD as well. Oh, what is happening to Microsoft Flight Simulator? Is Sim Update 9 really that bad? I know quite a few people have been complaining about it. Anyway, good evening. It's an extra special late stream. It's 11:15 at night tonight. We've got a short flight for you, a real ops flight, of course, from Jersey into London Gatwick. We are on the VATSIM network. We're going to get on board shortly. The flight time is only 37 minutes, which means because everything is really tight in terms of our cruise time, we're actually going to do everything here on the ground before we depart, as in set up our arrival, all that sort of stuff. We're going to brief our arrival so that really it's all done before we even get into the air. So good evening everyone who's come on board with us tonight. Let's hope we can get you to London Gatwick safely. Let's hope we actually get to see London Gatwick this evening. We're flying into the inner builds version of London Gatwick anyway, so I managed to live stream at London Gatwick with everything running for over an hour and a half earlier at a special live private stream, and it seemed to go okay, touch wood. Anyway, good evening. Hello to everyone in the chat. We've got Winnipeg, Dr. Magic, Nick, Gandhi, Finnish Sim Pilot, Howling Crazy. Rather early flight for you. Yeah, it's perfect time for anyone not in the UK tonight. Limbo Gaming, Virtual Pilot, OKTM, Gandhi, just making sure I don't miss anyone. Super JC, good evening. Nicholas as well. Lewis Brown, hello. Thank you for coming on board. J3 on Twitch, good evening to you. Matt, hello. And Alexander, what ground services am I using? Do you know what? I've completely forgotten what they are now. It's a payware mod, but I do quite like it. Adds some realism to it. There are some freeware ones as well, but this actually gives quite a lot of variety when flying around Europe, which, let's face it, that is where I usually fly. So shall we get on board and let's start setting everything up. So I've already gone and set up a little bit of the box. I'm going to get that APU started in a minute. Just want to check everything on the overhead is where I expect it to be. The aircraft should be in a nice turnaround state this evening. So packs are currently off. As I said, I'll get that GPU started in a moment. Let's just come down and check the pedestal. Currently on Unicom, switching panel, flight deck door is open, thrust levers and all the hardware as well as the software on screen looks to be good. Let's just change that squawking to the standby code of 2000. There we go. Cockpit door is currently open. Current QNH here in Jersey tonight is 1028, and our initial climb out is going to be 5,000 feet, so let's go ahead and set that on the FCU to begin with, turn those constraints on as well. Let me go ahead now that we're happy with everything there. I'm going to go and start the APU, so 1, 2, 3, yeah, that started. Limo Gaming, we're not cruising very high tonight. Flight time 37 minutes, we're only allowed up to 19,000 feet. Talia, you're going to fly in observer mode. I've been having issues on starter with the A320NX with starting engines. They haven't been spooling up properly unless the spoilers are armed or flaps set to 1. Not sure which yet. That sounds incredibly strange, doesn't it? Right, so the APU is loading, and funnily enough tonight, check this out. So our planned block fuel for the flight tonight is just over 3.3 tons. The weather is beautifully clear in Gatwick this evening. Cav okay. So what would I normally take? I'd probably take about 3.5 tons of fuel. However, as we've loaded in, we've actually got 3.8 tons of fuel already on board from the previous flight. So we're just going to leave it at that. We're going to be taking 3.8 tons of fuel with us this evening. So let's continue setting up the box while that APU continues to fire up, shall we? Let's set down here. So I've got a cost index of 4, flight level 190. Our flight plan then already popped in. We're on the Orist 1 Delta departure from Jersey. Let's go ahead and cross-check that against the charts. If we just bring this in here, we just minimize the size on that a little bit. So what have we got? We've got Jersey 1, 2, up Bliss, and then onto Orist, and of course all of those constraints match up as well. That speed constraint there as well as we fly out. So probably going to be flying out flaps 1 just to make the first turn. On the RadNav page, we've got the Jersey VOR. Let's continue with the setup. So in it B, we're going to pop in our 0 fuel weight. We're nice and light tonight, which is a good thing, because you usually have a regulated takeoff weight here in Jersey, a nice short runway. So let me just check, what is our 0 fuel weight tonight? Our 0 fuel weight is 53.1. That is low, 53.1. And just a general CFG of 30. We've got a tailwind of 9 getting us to Gatwick, and a fuel planning 2.4, and we've got, what did I say, 3.8 was it? Yes, 3.8. Takeoff weight then of 56.7. We should be able to get out nice and easily then at that weight. Fuel for our alternate is about a ton. Pop that in there. That gives us an extra flight time then of 24 minutes. So let's continue with setting up the performance. Actually, should we start getting some passengers on board? APU's up and running. APU bleed, we just need to give that a minute, then we can start boarding the passengers. We've still got plenty to do, as I say. I want to get all the arrival done and all the arrival briefed, but given the flight isn't that long. OKTM as well, you've been a member now for 40 months. Thank you so much for your continued support over that time, Oki, long-term supporter of the channel, so great to have you on board late tonight. Yes, so as I say, we're going to check our takeoff performance. We'll get SimSmart up for that. Here we go. So Jersey Echo Golf Juliet departing tonight on runway 8. Grab the METAR. Yes, we are indeed losing the full length of the runway today. It's a short runway anyway. Runway condition is dry. Anti-ice will be off. The takeoff weight is 56.7. Let's be conservative and call it 57 tons. Takeoff CFG is forward. And I think it's normal SOPs to use the flaps 3 here, but we are very light, so I'm going to see if we can get out on a flaps 2. Packs of course will be off, so let's calculate that, see if we can do it. Yeah, we can. Look at those low V speeds as well. Yeah, so there's our regulated takeoff weight of 68. If for some reason we, for example, might actually have quite a high payload tonight and takeoff weight was going to be higher, we'd have more passengers of call it 69 tons. Well, then in order to get out, we would then probably have to go config 3. Let's just see if that raises the maximum takeoff weight a little. Yeah, there you go. So it raises the maximum takeoff weight, but we're not that heavy tonight, so config 2 will get out nice and easy. Right, let's pop these V speeds in then. So that is tonight a 121, 124 and 128, flaps 2 and a flex of 61. Thrust reduction, acceleration, altitude here is 1268, rounded up is going to be 1270, 1270, 1270, and the engine out 1270, already done. Fantastic. So there's our takeoff performance all done. Right, let's start letting passengers on board, and then we'll actually start looking at the arrival as well. So let me turn the packs on, tell the cabin crew we're good to get going. Funnily enough, this flight is obviously a real world flight, and it was delayed tonight, so we'll be getting into Gatwick late in the real world. So Kind of nice, really, to be doing a late flight this evening with the real one also late.
Cabin crew, we're all happy with how things are up here, so you can now open the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
So the passengers are now boarding. Let's go and have a look at how we're going to do the arrival then, what we're going to plan for that. So let's have a look. Our arrival should be hard-coded in with these altitudes. One of the nice things about coming into Gatwick, because a lot of the altitudes are hard-coded in to the point where it's not above a certain flight level or below a certain flight level. It is, you need to be at a certain flight level. So here we can see TEL 2, we need to be at flight level 130, speed 250. That's coded then there quite nicely. We then come in at Holly, which is an overfly point. Funnily enough, I'm not quite sure why it's got a little arrow there. It normally has a triangle. Not sure if that's something new that's been added. And then we have a constraint. The next one is Willow, and we need to be at flight level 70. That's a max speed of 220 knots. Let's bring up the next chart then from Willow. From Willow then, we have the next waypoints as shown here. We've got Willow 6 on a track of 284, and we want to be at 3,000 feet here. Let me just check what we've got just there. Oh, what's happened to my flight plan? That's interesting. Doesn't like that, does it? Oh well. It is the experimental version after all. Right, let's go to the next waypoint, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles on a bearing of 104. So which waypoint is that going to be referring to? It's going to be this one. Oh, it's there, Delta 104 Echo. We need to be 3,000 feet by this point. So let's go in and pop that in there, 3,000 feet. And at that point, I'm also going to tell it that I want a slower speed than is shown here. So let me just have a quick look how we're going to be doing there. We really want to be about 220 knots so that we can start configuring getting the flaps out. So let's go ahead and pop 220 knots in as well. There we go. So that's now hard coded in. Should meet all of those constraints. Yeah, not quite sure what's going on with the Willow one, but I'll not be too concerned about that. That all looks fine to me, and coded in nicely. Right, let's talk our way through the entire flight. So for the departure, then here in Jersey, we've got good weather. Our aircraft is not quite fully serviceable. We don't have terrain radar and we don't have a weather radar, neither of which really concerns on a flight like this though tonight. The NOTAM's nothing to be aware of, although there was a NOTAM that I will show you a little bit later on if you remind me in the cruise. It piqued my attention. Threats to be aware of then. I'm a little bit tired, so that can be considered a threat. The only other real major threat is the simulator itself, but minimum safe altitude getting out of here in Jersey is 1,900 feet. Let's talk about how we're going to fly the departure. So we're going to push back. We're currently on stand 7. We're going to push back on to Juliet, and then we're going to taxi out via Juliet, Bravo, holding point here, Bravo 1, and then from there we'll depart runway 08, Forest 1 Delta, and we've got those max speeds as well, 210 for the first waypoint. Now we've actually got those hard coded in, but what you could do as well, I don't think you need to do this, but we'll just pre-select. In fact, we're not going to go to a speed of 210. Let me just go to the performance. Oh, because we are so light, actually, we can go right up to green dot, which is 199. So let's pre-select a speed of 199, and we'll fly at. We can clean up, and then we'll just fly at green dot. Wonderful. So we don't have to worry about flying too long at flaps 1. We can clean up on schedule as normal. And then initial climb 5,000 feet. Let's just check that's all set on the FCU. Yeah, it is. No air traffic control around, so we'll clear ourselves higher after departure. On the arrival then, as we've just seen, we're going to plan to be flight level 130 at Tel2. Well, we're only going to be cruising today at a low flight level. We're going to be cruising today at flight level 190. So we need to begin our top of descent. It's going to be about 20 miles away from Tel2. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that in right now on the fixes page. So just use the fixed interval page for that. So Tel2, and just pop in a radius of 20 miles just there. Also going to pop in, I love the name of this waypoint, Shark. Pop Shark in there. That is our engine out holding fix, so we've got that in there if we need it, and the radial to follow as well. So just following that procedure through, our top of descent has been calculated. We've also got the speed constraints which we shall adhere to. Plan will be then, once we've got to Willow, we can start heading down to 3,000 feet and slowing down to green dot. As we leave 5 miles DME from Midhurst, we will then pull flaps 1, and then from there we will pull flaps 2 as we start to intercept the glide slope. Okay, so all of that looks pretty good. We've done the arrival brief already. We've got another 12 passengers left to load. Sorry if I have been missing anyone in the chat, but we'll have a little bit of time during the cruise to chat. We've got company here at Jersey. That's quite nice. Okay, so everything there is good. Refueling, we didn't need to refuel tonight because we've got enough, we've tanked enough fuel clearly from the previous flight this evening. So with refueling all complete, let's get the pumps on, disconnect the external power, and get the seatbelt signs on as well. Abergang probably needs sleep, but this is more important. It's 11 in the UK. I'm in the UK as well, Abergang. You're right, it's 11 o'clock. This is a late night flight. We do this very, very rarely. Dark Fury, good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thank you.
Right, where's the checklist? Before start, checklist then, to the line. Cockpit preparation is complete. Our signs are on and auto. It is, we've got 3.5 green. Fuel quantity is 3820 and balanced. FMGS is set. Altimeter is 1028 at 250 feet. Okay, I'm going to call the ground crew into position. Have we got an actual tug tonight? We do. Turn the fly pad off. Save on PC resources. We'll pre-plan our pushback. Trace Hack, good evening. Dark Fury, you see the locals here. Okay, I'll show you the note time a little bit later on. Remind me when we're in cruise. It's nothing that's going to affect us, as you'll see. My mouse seems to have a mind of its own tonight. Oh, I'm now not touching my mouse cursor, but look, it's doing a little jig. Batteries must be on the way out. We have got the wired mouse plugged in as well, just for redundancy. Anyway, that's all done.
Cockpit to ground. This is ground. Stand by.
Jen, little question. Do you read all the airport briefing pages from the Jefferson charts? You should do. You should do. If it's an airport that you're really familiar with and you know them all already, that's fine. But in theory, yeah, you should know them all. Obviously, you don't need to read too much of the arrivals. I mean, if we had we haven't done the emergency brief yet, but we're nice and light, we could get back in here. But if we were quite heavy, unless it was something like an engine fire, I probably wouldn't be coming back into Jersey.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. We are cleared for start and push. Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Right, I'm just going to check. There's no ATC knocking about. No, there's not. Let's just check what other traffic there may be around us.
Parking brake.
Cabin crew, we're about ready to push back. So if you can get all the doors out, cross check. Thank you.
Please release parking brake.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin
Please
crew,
release
may I
parking
welcome
brake.
you on board this Easyjet aircraft for your flight today. The ground crew and the fueling crew have all finished, and we're just about finished with all
Please
our
release
cockpit
parking
preparation
brake.
over here. The cabin crew are making their final checks as they work through the cabin, so if you could please get yourselves sat down comfortably with your seatbelts securely fastened and give them their full attention as they begin their safety briefing. A big welcome on board today to our Easyjet
release
service
parking
members,
brake.
and of course, our welcome to free complimentary drinks throughout the flight.
Джеза отлично, слишком сложно, прямо делает это ветровый.
Parking brake.
And the cabin crew will be able to provide you with drinks, snacks, and merchandise throughout the duration of the flight. Once again, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with Easyjet today. We'll have an update for you when we are airborne.
Okay, so we're not going to push back yet. Obviously, we can see some traffic just there. But we can make the call on Unicom to say that we're aware of the traffic and we're obviously not going to push back
Please release parking brake.
straight into them. He's going to keep telling me to release the parking brake until we do so, but tough. He is just going to have to wait. Is he the Onjo? Yeah, we'll be flying soon. My friend Limo Gaming, very kind of you to say. Glad you enjoy them. And Christian, good evening. It is indeed a late night tonight. We've got to get into Gatwick by the end of this week. Hopefully. Jersey traffic, easy 95 Alpha Tango, stand 7, holding position, then we're going to push back after the A320 Neo passes from our right to left behind on Juliet. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get our beacon light on. Notable steering is disconnected, acupressure is in the green. Transponder standby, and let's run our before start check below the line. So windows and doors are closed and on, beacon light is on, phone is on silent, parking brake is set. Let's lock the flight deck door. Wally, did I file a flight plan? Yes, of course. Must always file a flight plan. Went on VATSIM. Well, for IFR anyway. Right, has he passed us now? He must be close. Let's have a quick check. Where's he gone? Oh, he's miles away. Right, okay, let's release the parking brake and we can get going.
Parking brakes are released. Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence. It will start in the sequence.
Alright, engine mode selected to ignition. And, oh, I see I've still not fixed that bug. Let me do it manually. Ignition and starting engine 1. Stefan, good morning from New Zealand. Isn't this the perfect time for a stream if you're in Australia or New Zealand? And SimGeek UK rating with a party of 51. Wow, guys, thank you so much. Welcome to a very late night flight here in the UK. Short flight from Jersey to Gatwick. We've been having trouble with crash the desktops at London Gatwick. Hopefully we're going to resolve them this evening.
Safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if
Good
you
old
hear
Jersey SimGeek, indeed.
Brace.
With a little bit of
There are
freeware
2
scenery from
emergency exits
flightsim.to
at the
as well.
rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor
And a
lights
huge thanks
guide
to all
you
the
to an
followers as
exit.
well coming in
Please be
on
aware
Twitch.
that
Really do
your
appreciate that.
will be behind you.
Please set your parking brake.
In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on
Parking
board.
brake set.
Your seatbelt is
Startup
fastened,
is complete. You may
adjusted,
disconnect.
and released as
Roger,
shown.
good engine start.
It
Clear
must be
disconnect.
fastened when the
See you
seatbelt signs
outside.
are on,
Have a good
and we
flight.
recommend that you keep it
Holding
fastened
position
at all
waiting for the
times.
visual. Thank you and goodbye.
If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask
Limbo
towards you
Gaming
to
also
start the
in
oxygen.
New Zealand.
Put the
Yes,
mask over
this
your
must be like
nose
the
and mouth.
best time ever you've
Hold
managed
in
to
place
catch us
with the
live then,
strap.
surely.
Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle.
Starting
If
engine
it
2.
fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for
Jersey
children.
traffic, Chinook 6
Your
to
tray
Pushback
table
and
must now
Takeoff
be
from
stowed,
808.
armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Okay, so just wait for engine 2 to stabilise and then we'll run the next checklist. Be on our way, after we've done the after start flows of course. Wonder how busy it'll be when we get into Gatwick. I don't anticipate it to be too busy at this time of day. Kyle, I've not read up on USA, the DM system. No. It's I don't fly in the USA to know their specific operations well enough. Matt Warren, good evening. Abigail, how do I have the patience to do long flights? Whenever I do long flights, I'm usually online, and it's great because you guys are all here as well, making it, passing the time, and the great community that you are is always entertaining. Right, that is engine number 2 done, so let's do our after start flow. So engine mode selector to normal. APU can come off, APU master can come off. And we said flaps 2 tonight, didn't we? Yeah, flaps 2, so spoils are armed, rudder set to 0, flaps 2, set our trim, and let's run the after start checklist. So anti-ice is off, ECAM status is checked, pitch trim is 24.9, rudder trim is 0. Call me Sparky, hello from New York, hope you're doing well. Right, let's do a flight control test. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral. The emergency brief, by the way, is just standard Airbus emergency brief, and our engine out procedure is standard 1800 feet right turn to the shark waypoint. Let's commence our taxi out then. Jersey traffic, Easy 95 Alpha Tango, taxiing now to holding point Bravo 1 via Juliet Bravo. We're nice and light tonight, so I would imagine we may even start rolling without any thrust. Short taxi, let's do the PEDS check, so no change to the performance. QNH1028, it's going to be a flex takeoff of 61. Engine out procedure is standard, above 1800 feet, right hand turn to the Shark waypoint. Hold is right turns, and entry is 085. Departure is the Oris 1 Delta, and our stop climb is 5,000 feet. West Castle Model Railway, hello. No, not got them yet. So once we're on the straight and narrow, we'll clear those ECAMs. Very easy to let this aircraft run away when you're so light. This may be one of the lightest we've ever been, actually. Right, there we go. So, just so we don't taxi too fast, let's go ahead and ding the cabin crew. Before takeoff checklist to the line. Flight controls are checked, departure briefing is complete. Flap setting config 2, FMA takeoff data 121 blue, 128 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 5000 blue, flex is 61, transponder is set, ECA memo, takeoff no blue, EFB is stowed. Matt, is there a reason the PTU won't stop barking when you're a single engine taxi? Is that a realistic thing? You shouldn't be able to hear it quite as much as you do. Right, let's hold it there. Approach path looks clear. All is good there. Wheels 24/7. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you're having a good evening. Jersey traffic easy 95 Alpha Tango, lining up runway 08. Turn those packs off.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff, please.
Kyle, yeah, weather and terrain is still in op. Hopefully, though, Azoba are opening up the API for that, aren't they? So I'm certain when they do, the FlyByWire team will be ready to go. It'll be great to have that that feature back. There you can just see at the top of the navigation display the Shark waypoint. That's our engine out procedure holding point where we would go back to. Lines us up nicely to get back in on runway 08 should anything go bang after V1. I love this scenery as well. Definitely worth doing a flight to Jersey in the daytime. You can see how short this runway looks when lining up in the dark, can't you? There we go. So let's just hold everything there. Before takeoff checklist below the line. So cabin is secured and notified. Engine mode selector is normal. TCAS. Oh, I don't think we've got the TCAS on, have we? That's why we have checklists. TCAS. T8RA. Packs are off. Anti-ice is off. Blizzard Extreme, we're not on any server, we're on the VATSIM server tonight. Okay, so we did have traffic taken off ahead of us that was going on the same SID as us to the same place. In the real world, you need to leave 4 minutes between the two. In the sim world, a couple of minutes should just be enough. He's now he's about 10 miles out from us, so I think we should be good. I don't know if we can actually still see his strobe lights. If we can, to be fair, they're probably hidden behind it. Oh, there they go. We can just see him just there. Freeman lagged and Carl Anthony 24. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Really do appreciate that. No breaks. Amsterdam next. We're going to have to pay Amsterdam a visit, aren't we? Absolutely right. 1 West 13, really nice seeing the runway profile as you turned. Yeah, and you can see it's obviously the fact that we've now got runways that are not flat, they're not level. It's great, isn't it? Jens, can I do manual flying? God no, I'm trying to replicate real ops. They don't do manual flying. What's the phrase? Work smarter, not harder. Use the maximum amount of automation at all times, unless it fails. Little message there on V Pilot, Speedbird 251. Hope you're having a great flight wherever you are. Okay, we're good to go. Certainly enough separation now. So let's release those parking brakes. Start the chrono and set 50% M1. By command, Stu, we're heading to the Innie Builds Gatwick. 50% M1, set takeoff thrust. Man flex, SRS and runway. With that light we should rocket down this runway. There's 80 knots.
100 now.
Checked. V1, rotate. Lovely little wind on takeoff there that we just felt, controlled with the rudder. Nav, gear up. So I'll do a little bit of manual flying for you, not too much. There we go, lever climb. We're in climb mode. Thrust climb, climb. I'm going to hit the autopilot on now. Autopilot 1 engaged, pack 1 on. No ATC around, so we're going to continue our climb up to our cruising altitude today, 19,000. So I'm going to set open climb. Flaps 1. Flaps 2. Not flaps 2, sorry, flaps clean. Disarm the speed brakes. So now we're just holding green dot speed until we pass through this first initial turn as we'd planned. Pack 2. Now coming through that first turn, and we've only got a speed restriction now of 250 knots, but that is only up to 10,000 feet. Once we're past 10,000 feet we can ignore that, but now we're through the first turn, let's go into manage speed. Just speaking about the packs there, you should realistically leave 10 seconds between turning 1 and 2 on, just to prevent a surge. Which is why you'll see me turn on packs 1, then come down here, and occasionally forget to put number 2 back on. You'd be good with, I think it's 24,000 feet without the second pack on, so get a little ECAM warning just as a gentle reminder. Okay, happy to release the cabin crew.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Jonathan says, did I have any challenges getting the right mouse click key binding to hold view for scrolling? Just curious, and knock on wood, yeah. My mouse is currently just set to whatever the default is. I've not actually played around with that. So 10,000 feet, lights no longer needed. Short flight, so get the seatbelt signs off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned on. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Ollie Ken, yeah, coming into Gatwick, fingers crossed. It's going to be the Innibil's Gatwick tonight. Again, it is the packs are the pressurization and air conditioning system. Yeah, so above 10,000 feet, you definitely need packs. Otherwise, your passengers tend to get starved of oxygen a little bit, which is never good. Kyle, you watched the base training video and totally agree about manual flying the A320. It's awesome to fly manually. It's just SOPs that I follow is to always use the most amount of the greatest amount of automation that is permissible. So hand flying isn't done too much. That's why subtle landings are always fun. No automation for those. Alexander, the PAX announcement add-on is self-loading cargo. Bikematsu Innibills don't make Gatwick. No, they don't make it, but they do sell it. Is it Origami? I think the actual... yeah, they're on Origami, don't they? They make it. But Innibills do sell it. John Fezzer, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Speed Alt Star. This is interesting. What's going on with the constraint just here? Shall we get rid of that? It's also got another one at Orist, so we'll get rid of that as well. That's better. So that's it. We're at cruising altitude. Took us less than 7 minutes. Connor 232042, thank you for the follow. Egg and Eater, the packs. Not all aircraft do this, or all airlines do this, but the packs are turned off to give the engines the best possible performance. Some airlines that used to do it don't do it now because of COVID. But Easyjet still turn them off. John, mate, I'm alright, but a little bit tired. But we've been having problems with London Gatwick on my PC. I can't remember the last time we made it in or out of London Gatwick without a crash to desktop. We've done some investigating, and I'm hopeful. I'm so hopeful tonight. I just pray we get in. We'll have to see. Right, 60 miles from our top of descent. We've already done our arrival brief because it was such a short flight this evening. Where's that? Is that that be Guernsey? Somewhere like that?
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Kyle, I don't think they've added that feature as far as I'm aware. I'm sure it will come in the future. Thorsten says, regarding using the appropriate level of automation at all times, what's your opinion and policy on landing with or without auto thrust? So the SOPs I follow have auto thrust on. at all times, unless of course you've had a failure which prevents auto thrust being used. But some airlines, their standard operation procedures are not to use auto thrust, and it's to manually use manual thrust. Lufthansa, for example, I believe theirs is manual thrust, but here at EasyJet they do. EasyJet SOPs are to use auto thrust when available. John says, yeah, John says that the free Gatwick one, if push comes to shove. Well, that's the one I've had most issues with. We're now trying out the Innobuilds one to see if we have any better luck. Kyle, was that Alderney? Thank you. One was 13 to the back screen never get resolved earlier. Nope. That's why we're here so late at night. That's why we're here at 11:30 p.m. on a Thursday local time to try and right some wrongs. I'm also away for the weekend, and I really didn't want to leave you without any live stream at all, so I'm kind of throwing this one in before I disappear for the weekend. Air Gandhi, there is indeed freeware for all 3 Channel Islands. EasyJet only fly to Jersey though, so I only have that one. Right, let's quickly go ahead and get a weather request for Gatwick. Wow, that came through rather quickly, didn't it? Let's check that out. So, check out these received messages and see what we've got. Get that then into the perf page. So, wind 0606, QNH is 1031, temperature is 9, cav OK. Lovely. .060 at 9 for the winds. Cav OK means it's obviously going to be Cat 1 arrival. What's the MDA for that? It is 396. Lovely. We'll just brief the misapproach as well, so straight out, climb to 3000, straight ahead until passing 2000 or 1 mile from the ILS DME, whichever is later. Then right turn to 178 and then as directed. If the Gatwick ATIS is online, go to the ATIS tab and click Gatwick. It'll give you VATSIM. Yeah, I know. I don't think there's any Gatwick online. It's oh, actually, Gatwick Approach is online. Haha, they are indeed. Oh God, please tell me they're using runway 08 right. Yes, they are. Thank God for that. Yeah, Gatwick Approach is online. So we're where does the start? That starts at Vassug. So we're going to give them a call in a little bit. That'll be great. 126825. They weren't online a bit ago. Cyan 10133. Does the ILS frequency activate automatically on the RadNav, or do you have to manually insert it? You've been struggling to catch the ILS. It should do it automatically, but the ILS frequency here is 110.9, and if you go to the RadNav page, we should see, there you go, 110.9. It's always worth checking that out, just in case. So we've just popped Mayfield into the RadNav page. One to use for our arrival. Get rid of Shark in the fixes page. Don't need that. we might just shove a 30-mile radius around there, so help us with our situational awareness. Actually, that's not going to help. 10-mile radius around there would be better, given the direction we're coming from today. There we go. Alexander, oh, what was the NOTAM? Yeah, let me see if I can find that. 1 second. Oh, hang on, here you go. Read this one. This is Jersey. Have a read of that while I just check ATC. They want us to contact them now. 126825. 1 second.
This is 8000 C QNH 1031, and could you repeat the reference instructions there, please? Southern 121, that was unreadable second.
Just waiting for him to say again. Oh, he's not got back to him. Let's make him a call then. Gatwick Director, good evening. Easy 95 Alpha Tango, flight level 190, Type A320 Neo. We have information Bravo and inbound VATSIM.
Easy 95 Alpha Tango Director, out of Squawk 1215, landing 08 right of now that I.
Squawk 1215, expect 08 right. Thank you, Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
Easy 83, my mic, defense, flight level 70.
Defense flight level 70, Easy 83 on the mic.
No delay, so that's good. So we are going to be under ATC control.
Alpha Tango, defense, flight level 130.
Descend flight level 130, Easy 95 Alpha Tango. Which I imagine means we're going to get some directs in, which will be lovely. So, no VNAV being used today. Thrust idle, open descent flight level 130.
Easy 83, my mic, turn left by 5 degrees.
Turn left 5 degrees, Easy 83 on the mic.
What we will be able to see and use then is the sort of the top of the level off arrow, just to give us an idea of where we will be and when. Matt, good evening. Jason, how am I changing the McDo? FMC, that's a Boeing term. I'll let you off, Jason. How am I changing the...
95 Alpha Tango, redirect Holly, defend flight level 90.
Redirect where? Confirm the direct please for Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
Easy 95 Alpha Tango, direct Holly, and defend flight level 90.
Direct Holly and descend flight level 90, Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
Lufthansa 121, right heading 050 degrees.
090 blue.
Right 050 degrees, Lufthansa 121.
And direct to Holly. Kyle, that is a good spot. The fact that the climb was so low, I forgot to set that. Normally set that when you get to alt cruise. Well, the passengers didn't have too long without the seatbelts on, did they? Approach checklist. Arrival briefing is confirmed. Seatbelt signs are on. Minimums are 396 set. Engine mode selector is normal. EFB is stowed.
Easyjet 30 Mike, speed 227 for left.
Thank you.
Santiago, yeah, I assigned them to buttons on the side stick.
Channel 64, speed 227 for greater.
220 Charlie, approaching X64.
Hey Kyle, I don't mind having many PMs flying with us. There's a reason there's more than one guy in the flight deck. Right, turn that back off. CBW, thank you for the follow.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we've just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table and handing them any litter as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use.
Channel 64, continue left on heading to, caution, turn left heading to 85.
Remember, please contact the number.
Left heading to 85, Channel
We're
64.
happy to assist you. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
Santiago,
Channel 64, range is 27
they're
miles.
custom views, not
Altitude,
showcase
caution,
cameras.
altitude
So
3000 feet, can I H1031.
that's how they've been assigned.
3000 feet, engine 1031, Channel 64.
Now, just want to make sure we maintain a healthy rate of descent, really, because what I am expecting, without any delay, I don't think we're going to be flying the full procedure here. I would imagine we're going to get a bit of a direct straight in at this time of night. So, still in managed mode. I should see us starting to reduce speed, targeting 250. Tell you what, I'm going to manage it myself. Using automation is great, but I still like to know how much automation we're using.
Descend altitude 30,000 feet, QNH 1031, easy, like.
So track miles to run, we've got 55. Andre, thank you for coming on board this evening. Off you go to bed. Great flight, happy landing. Let's hope we do get a landing.
There's 11 on runway 08 right, Lufthansa 12 mark. Channel 64, speed 227 knots.
Speed 220 knots, Channel 64.
Easyjet 30 Mike, speed 220 knots.
Speed 220, easy, A320 Mike.
Flying along the south coast of England at the minute. Speed Alt Star. So I am expecting him to break me off the route. Although there is traffic just here at the moment, which obviously is going to vector in
295, easy,
before we can get in. We might be able to see him actually.
Right heading 295, Channel 64.
Be down here somewhere. Oh, actually, there they are. And I believe that might be London Gatwick over there. So it might bank us off to the left in a minute. We're nicely below the profile, so if that does happen, no issues. Medic 1000, thanks so much for subscribing. Bravo 632, good evening to you. Hope you're well.
95 Alpha Tango descent, level 70.
Descent flight level 70, easy, 95 Alpha Tango. Thousand feet per minute.
Mike, would you speed 187 knots?
Speed 1000 VS and 070 blue.
Mike, turn right heading 050 degrees and clear down.
Egg Andy says, God, don't stare at Gatwick too long, it might crash.
Right, 080 degrees and cleared for the approach, right rider. Easy, A320 Mike.
050 degrees.
085 degrees, easy, A320 Mike.
050 degrees, 050 degrees.
065 degrees, easy, A320 Mike.
No, I said that again, 050 degrees.
That was 050. True the look.
Channel 624 on the right, heading 055, speed 180 knots.
Right, heading 055, speed 180 knots, Chinook 64.
So just listening now to ATC. As I say, I'm expecting that that call.
1818, correct, hello, just confirm inbound Gatwick.
Easy for Easyjet 1818.
Easy 1818, correct, hello, confirm inbound Gatwick.
Kyle, fingers crossed for the landing. Yeah, we just need to be able to get there. I'm not concerned about the landing, I'm just concerned about getting there. Maybe he's going to have us fly the full star, you know.
Channel 624, clear that off towards your right.
This 08 right, Chinook 64.
Easy 95 Alpha Tango, turn left heading to caution 300 degrees.
Left heading 300 for Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
Gatwick approach, Lufthansa 121 vacated, runway 08 to left, 08 right correction, via Delta. Standard 121, welcome to Gatwick, you can taxi, question taxi, stand 104 via Romeo and Kilo. Taxi stand 104 via Romeo and Kilo, Lufthansa 121.
Cabin crew, about 15 minutes to landing, giving cabin, thank you.
Easy 95 Alpha Tango, descent to altitude 5,000 feet, can H1031, 28 miles.
Descent altitude 5,000 for Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
Easy 95 Alpha Tango, can H1031.
1031 QNH, thank you. Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
Easy 830 Mike 3, no ATC split restrictions, cleared around 08 right, surface wind 1, question 070 degrees 7 knots.
Free speed and course around 08 right. Easy 83, then Mike.
Easy 1818, go director.
So we'll activate the approach phase as well. That's done.
Easy 1818, go director.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside.
Gatwick's
Your
over
tray
here.
tables must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Easy 95 Alpha Tango, descent to altitude 3,000 feet.
Descend altitude 3000, Easy 95 Alpha Tango. 3000 blue. Not going to use any auto brake. We're very, very light tonight, so won't have any issues stopping.
Chinook 64, speed 160 knots to 40 I.
Speed 160 on 24, Chinook 64.
Here comes the glide slope.
Easy 95 Alpha Tango, turn right heading 350 degrees.
Right heading 350, Easy 95 Alpha Tango. Okay, start to slow down. So pop that into manage speed.
And Easy 95 Alpha Tango, reduce speed 180 knots.
180 knots, Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
Easy 830 Mike, welcome to Gatwick, second left under Juliet, hold short Quebec, expect send 553.
Sector left to Juliet, hold short Quebec, and expect
Start configuring, flaps 1, speeds checked,
Channel
flaps 1.
64 Toyota on the right, the surface wind 070 degrees 7 knots.
Little land runway 08, direction X64.
Easy 95 Alpha Tango the right, on heading 050 degrees, clear the last approach runway the right.
Right, heading 050, clear Alice approach 08, right for Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
Heathrow approach.
Lock blue.
Philadelphia 741 radio check.
Philadelphia 741 is going.
Flaps 2, speeds checked, flaps 2.
75 with ability 5.
Please stay slow, Philadelphia 741.
Philadelphia 741, this is Gatwick director, Heathrow direct on frequency 119.75.
Speed alt stall, lock start. Glide slope start, missed approach 3,000 feet.
Tango speed 160 knots to 40 ME.
160 till 40 ME, Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
Is it pretty Mike? You should have been on left Juliet there, but okay, can taxi left on Papa and then Kilo for stand 103.
7 mile final.
And, yeah, thanks. Left on Papa here and then stand 553. Easy. Wait, confirm stand number, please.
103.
Right, left on Papa and 103 for the stand. Easy 831, Mike.
6 miles. Gear down. Spoilers are armed. Flaps 3. Speeds checked. And flaps full. Auto thrust speed, landing checklist. Cabin is secured, auto thrust speed, go on altitude 3000. Set, ECAM memo, landing, no blue.
Channel 64, welcome to Gatwick taxi, Romeo, Lima, for stand 36.
Sim Avgi, good evening on Facebook.
Taxi to stand 36.
Hey Gandhi, you sound like Anakin Skywalker.
Right. 95 Alpha Tango Toyota on 08 right, 070 degrees 7 knots.
Little land 08 right, Easy 95 Alpha Tango. Once landing, we vacate either Delta Charlie Romeo. Don't enter Juliet, however, until we're cleared. Autopilot off, I have control.
500.
500 feet, approach stable. Don't worry too much about the Pappies now at this low altitude.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Spoilers are applied. Reverse green. 70 knots, reverses off. Could probably have taken the rapid exit taxiway just there, but never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when
Design 5 Alpha Tango, welcome to Gatwick. Taxi left onto Juliet, Quebec,
until you reach
Lima,
designated smoke.
Quebec Alpha, stand 560.
Captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today.
Stand 560 via Juliet, Quebec, Lima,
Your
Quebec
EasyJet
Alpha.
journey.
Easy 95 Alpha Tango.
News, promotions, flight.
All stations, Gatwick is now closing, monitor Unicom on TTS, all right,